All right, syncretic translation matrix. It converts astrological aspects into behavioral economic predictions using our synthesized archetypal language, SAL. For example, an aspect, Mercury station retrograde in Gemini, SAL translation, principle of communication and logic, Mercury entering a phase of internal review, retrograde, in the domain of data, transport, Gemini. Predicted noospheric impact, increased anxiety over miscommunication, frustration with logistics. Market prediction, short logistics, FDX, UPS, long communication security and documentation software, DOCU, sector ETFs. Output layer, the signals for NDL Sigma Fund, direct algorithmic trade orders for AetherPulse SAAS, actionable alerts, and dashboard visualizations for clients. Now let's look at our proprietary moats and IP. The 40-year head start. Our training data set begins at the Great Simplification, C2030. The pivotal moment when digital noise collapsed and true noospheric signals emerged. No competitor can recreate this data set. The ICS translation protocols. The SAL is licensed exclusively from ICS. Without it, astrological data is just astronomy. It cannot be turned into behavioral insight. Hardware-software integration. Our server clusters are geolocated and aligned using astrogeomancy principles from our sister company, Etheric Architects, to minimize resonance static and improve data purity. Third section is products and market analysis. A being NDL Sigma Fund product. A 3C1 private investment fund for accredited investors. Value prop. Pure uncorrelated alpha. Returns are driven by a factor, noospheric sentiment, visible to all other quant funds. Performance back-tested 2045 through 2070. 42% annualized return versus 9% for the S&P. Maximum drawdown 11% versus market average of 35% in same period. Sharp ratio 2.8. Target AUM 500 million by year 3, management fee 2%, performance fee 20%, market, the global hedge fund market 4.9 trillion. We target the quantitative alternative data segment, competing with firms using satellite imagery or credit card data. Now let's look at B, which is AetherPulse SAAS platform. Again, we have our product, which is enterprise software for corporate strategy, marketing, PR, and government risk departments. Our value prop, predict cultural and consumer sentiment shifts before they trend, mitigate brand risk, optimize campaign timing, anticipate regulatory changes. Our modules, brand shield, alerts, Venus-Neptune square in 96 hours, high risk of scandal, illusion and beauty, spirits, pharma sectors, audit supply chains, prepare crisis comms. Campaign Sync recommends launch windows for marketing campaigns based on planetary support for the desired emotion. For example, launch a patriotic campaign under a strong Sun-Jupiter transit. Risk Horizon. For governments, model societal stress load based on collective astrological transits, predicting periods of heightened civil unrest or diplomatic tension. Pricing, $250,000 a year, base license, and $100K module. Market, global business intelligence and analytics market, $70 billion. Initial target customers, Fortune 500 CPG, tech, and financial services firms. Now we have C for total addressable market, TAM, segment market size, NDL serviceable market, year 1, NDL serviceable obtainable market, year 5, hedge fund AUM 4.9 trillion, 250 million, 2.5 billion, enterprise SAAS, BI 70 billion, 500 million, Fortune 500 5 billion, total 5 trillion, 750 million, 7.5 billion. Let's look at our financial projections. 5-year span. Key assumptions. Sigma Fund reaches 500 million AUM by end of year 3. AetherPulse secures 10 pilot clients in year 1, scaling to 200 by year 5. R&D costs remain high to maintain tech lead. Projected P&L in dollars, it'll be millions. So line item year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, revenue. Sigma Fund fees, here you go, here's the math. Aether Pulse subscriptions, total revenue. COGS and expenses, we have data acquisition and hosting, R&D, PNC development, sales and marketing. So if you want to do the math, look over that, feel free. Let's look at our G&A and compliance and total expenses with our EBITDA in our funding ask and use of funds. We asked $25 million for 15% equity, post-money valuation, $166.7 million. Use of funds, $12 million, supercomputing cluster for PNCE version 2.0, enabling real-time galactic noospheric modeling. $5 million, regulatory, legal, and compliance fund for SEC FINRA registration of Sigma Fund. $5 million for enterprise sales team build-out for AetherPulse, and $3 million for 18-month operational runway. Exit valuation and ROI projection. Year 5 revenue, $215 million. Year 5 EBITDA, $130 million. Projected industry multiple, tech quant hybrid, 25 multiplied by EBITDA. Potential exit valuation year 5, $3.25 billion. Potential ROI for Series A investor, 15% stake, $487.5 million. Because 19.5 x return on $25 million investment. Here's our risk assessment and mitigation. Let me just clear this up really quick. Oops. Keeps on doing that for some reason. Alright, I'm gonna have to force stop it again. I'm not gonna end the video though because I actually want to keep on filming. Alright, let's see if it works now. Hopefully it does. Nope. And nope.